party people, welcome to my channel and welcome to my holiday Havoc-athon and Christmas Readathon wrap up. But before I get started, I want to introduce you to Mr. Ralphie Green. Thank you to my 11 a.m. sprint crew on Tuesday who helped me decide on a name, as well as everyone else who participated and threw out a name in the first place. Now back to this wrap up. So I already posted my Cancun vacation / reading vlog. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. I want to go back, but I already reviewed a few books on that, so check out that link below. Now in that vlog I have reviewed Krampus, The Vessel, Parasite Paradise, Secret Santa, and Nice and Naughty. So this is now the remainder of the books on my TBR. So for Holiday Havoc-athon, in the horror category, I have The Visitor. The Visitor is basically about a group of people in some diner in the middle of nowhere. It's snowing really bad, and you have some aliens that come down and decide that they are not happy and are going to start killing everybody. Now, I thought that this book was really gory, like just unapologetically gory. A lot of people bite it in the most gruesome way. I thought that the cast was really diverse. I liked that a lot. And the book definitely shows how people bond together in the face of adversity very well. Now, one thing I thought was really nuts was how one guy just completely just kicked rocks as soon as any sort of drama started happening. So I thought that was really messed up. He just left everybody else hanging. For sci-fi, I read Santa AI, which is a really short, like really tiny book. Like I'm thinking like 7, 8, 9 pages. And this is a sci-fi book in which Santa is trespassing through an apartment building, and along the way he is delivering Christmas miracles. But I thought it was short and cute and sweet. Also in the sci-fi category is Secret Santa Surprise. Now, Secret Santa Surprise is a sci-fi erotica with basically you have this woman, this older woman that's about like 40, and she is aboard this spaceship with these two hot twins that basically want her to be part of a twin sandwich. And she just like, no, I don't want any part of it, until there's some sort of naughty Secret Santa gift that she gets and some spike punches, and of course that helps her change her mind. Now, I thought this book was really fun. I liked how the guys are feminist males, like overly feminist males, almost the exact opposite of anybody you would think that's a chauvinist. I also thought that it was interesting how the husband, even though she has been divorced for quite some time, all of a sudden wants to come back and ask for alimony because she's doing well in life. Isn't that jacked up? But it does definitely goes to show how having a toxic spouse can help lower your self-esteem. And the next book is Queer Representation, Christmas Frappe. Now, Christmas Frappe was short and sweet as well. It's basically an erotic novel about an older guy. He's only 30, so he's not really that older. But anyway, he's always flirting with the barista, whatever, the male guy at his local coffee shop. And they find themselves at the same Christmas party, and they decide to, you know, get it on. But I thought it was a good, nice, sweet novel, except that I thought it was very unsanitary about what they were doing with the whipped cream. The next category is Read books by BIPOC authors. That's Black, Indigenous, people of color. And I read 3 books. So you have 7 Swans a Shooting, which is basically a murder mystery type novel. And it is basically about a woman whose sister is hired to plan this Swan Lake type engagement celebration for a client, and the head ballerina winds up dead. And you start looking into the reasons about why she's dead, and you know, there's some craziness that's involved in that. But anyway, it is short, it's really funny, it does have a queer representation, and it's a really good twist at the end. So I really did like that. It actually has a really good plot for a full-length novel if the author ever wanted to turn it into that. I could definitely see it. Then you have Love Grinches. Love Grinches is a romance novel about one woman who comes into town. She hasn't seen her family in quite a long period of time, and she keeps running into this same guy all over town. However, she doesn't believe in love, and neither does he. So eventually they meet up, have a nice little, you know, night or whatever, and then got to figure out what happens after that. But I thought that it was tame as far as in the erotica type area, one of those fade to black. I definitely wanted more drama that did not happen. However, I did like the relationship, the love-hate relationship between her and her sister, where she said, I'm going to take off these hoops and whoop your ass. So I thought that was really, really fun. But I did get annoyed that she was unwilling to take initiative and speak her mind when it came to the guy, when she does that in so many other areas of her life. But overall, good book. I really did enjoy it. And the last book that I thought was really funny by BIPOC author is Boostin' Around the Christmas Tree. And this is one of those urban fiction type novels, and I had a blast with this book. It just went really, really quickly. So you have this woman who's a booster. She basically steals things and then resells them for a profit, like on the street or with other people. And she basically steals from this big department store that's owned by this drug dealer, and he catches her. So he says, basically, you need to work this off, and you know, they have a little romance. So I thought it was really, really fun. I thought that it was very realistic in some of the things that went on. I just thought that the execution was maybe a little bit off, but you know, it's a little romance book, so I get it. But I did think that it was very raw. There was tons of cussing. I actually looked throughout the book and kept track of if there's any paragraph besides some of the dialogue where there was not a cuss word, and there were very, very few. So if you are offended by cussing or by the N-word, then please don't pick up this book. It's definitely not for you. And one thing that really annoyed me is that you have the baby daddy in the book that will look to buy some shoes that cost $100 but not buy his kids any clothes for Christmas. So that really just bugged me and rubbed me the wrong way. Deadbeat dads are not where it's at. So, and for Christmas Evil-a-thon, I have Infidel for the Christmas Carol prompt, which is a book about a haunting. Now this is a horror graphic novel that speaks about xenophobia, which I'd never heard of that term before, but it's basically fear or anger or hatred towards people from other countries, different cultures, different beliefs, basically things that you might not understand of having a fear of that. Now this book talks about a Muslim woman who stays in an apartment complex where there was a fire a long time ago and a lot of people died. And basically there is some sort of haunting of some entity that is fueled by xenophobia. It does get a bit political. It does show a lot of different perspectives, and I think from my experience that is pretty realistic in how people fear things that they don't understand or that they feel threatened by. And that fear can be cultivated and comes out in different ways. And that can definitely be harmful to other people. There was one scene in here that really stood out for me, and it was two guys having just a very candid, casual conversation about what is racist when it comes to attraction. Racism versus preference, and how that can be very confusing. And in the end, the guy said, I don't know. And you know what? I agree. I don't know. But I thought it was really good. It was gory. It was fun. It definitely opens up a conversation that I think people should definitely have, especially in America with us being such a melting pot. So for Christmas Evil-a-thon, that is it, because the vessel hit one of the prompts for a book set in winter. There is one more book that I am going to just do a separate video on, and it was a book that I was given as a gift. That book is called The Trees by Percival Everett. I just thought that it was just a little bit too serious to just be contained in a vlog like this when I'm speaking about so many other books. So stay tuned for that one. Now, when it comes to Christmas movies, I saw Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton. Basically, he is a swindler, a conniving guy. He has his whole crew of people, and they just go around and swindle people out of money around the Christmas holidays. So him and his crew portray basically an elf and a Christmas mall Santa, and they hook up with this kid whose parents are not around for the holidays. This kid is constantly asking about sandwiches. It's a really good book. And if you ever want to see a woman that actually gets off on a Santa costume, you see it in this book. Another movie that I looked at is A Christmas Story Christmas, which is set, I think, like 30 years after the original Christmas Story, which I thoroughly enjoyed as a kid and as an adult. But basically, you have Ralphie who goes back to his hometown at Christmas after his dad dies, and he feels like he is tasked for making Christmas great since such a horrible, horrific thing happened at this time of year. And the Christmas presents are stolen. So now he has to deal with the aftermath of that for his kids and his wife and his mom. But really good story. I loved how the mom, the grandma, is drinking, and she's just very hilarious. I was looking forward to them going to the Chinese restaurant again, and that did not happen. But overall, I really did enjoy this movie. I thought it was a really great follow-up, and I really liked how the original cast, as much as possible, was brought back for this movie. So really good. I also saw Elf. Elf is really funny. Will Ferrell is just absolutely hilarious. Basically, he was this little orphan human boy that Santa mistakenly brought back to the North Pole, and he is raised by elves, and he is told to fly the nest and go find his human parents in the real world, and all the chaos that ensues with that. There's so many other Christmas movies that I am just looking forward to. I still have not seen Violent Christmas, so that's not included in this vlog, but I'll tell you, I'm going to see that this month, okay? I just need to set aside some time, maybe on Christmas. So anyway, that's this Readathon, Holiday Havoc-athon, Christmas Evil-athon. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you have some good reading. I am going to continue reading books, just not of the Christmas variety. Probably, maybe, we shall see. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you all later. Bye. Merry Christmas.